Hello, everyone. Welcome to Development Palates. I am Aaron Loomis. With me today is Jiunn and John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Hola
Nice.
amigos.
So, same room I've been in for the last few weeks.
I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So today we are talking about the Southern Draw Private Blend Corojo number 4 Robusto. Cigar is 5-inch by 50 ring gauge. Comes out of the Tabacalera AJ Fernandez factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Honduran Corojo 99. Binder is Nicaraguan and Honduran Corojo 99. Filler is from Nicaragua and also more Honduran Corojo 99. Blended by Robert Holt. Price point is $9.99, and the cigar was released in June of 2019. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
um, it was this is one of those cigars I smoke in which I immediately knew, like most cigars that we smoke, right? First few draws into it, you know what you're going to be into. Like you know what you're going to be in for, right? Like the overall flavor it's going to give off, the body, for the most part, strength and all that good stuff. Um, so I immediately thought, you know what, this is not really the type of cigars for me, but at the same rate, I could appreciate it. It was one of those cigars that has a lot of like deep spice to it. It was predominantly like really spicy, like a lot of black pepper and like associated heat, like spicy heat. That's more than just black pepper. Maybe like a really fresh black pepper in which you put your nose to it and it just like stings your nostrils, right? In which this one definitely had. But there was also like some good levels of like trailing sweetness and creaminess to it. I thought the blend worked well, and overall, as a result of that, I thought it was an overall good blend. But it's not something that I'm gonna just like be like, yeah, I'm in the mood for this, because I'm really in the mood for something like this.
Right. How about you, John? What were your overall thoughts?
Well, it's funny because we just got finished talking about my snobbishness towards Honduran tobacco, and now that you talk about the blend profile, the question mark in my head as to why I didn't think this cigar was great is totally answered. And I say this as I don't think since Nomad Cigars I've been a sort of a fanboy for a brand as much as I am for Southern Draw. No, if only because for me, I think everything he puts out consistently hits my palate and it is at the very least good. So I feel comfortable kind of picking everything up. Everything June said about the cigar is correct. It's very spice forward. It's very pepper forward. There are some interesting kind of sweetness and some cocoa and here and there, but I think that there's something lacking from the profile. It just doesn't go to that next level where you take a puff and you go, "Oh man, this cigar is really good." It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but for me, I'm used to Southern Draw performing at a higher level. Like I was really expecting more out of this cigar, and so for me, it was a bit of a letdown. The shocking thing is, I had crazy draw problems, which I'm just going to chalk up to badness because I think one thing I can say consistently is that Tabacalera AJ Fernandez makes really good constructed cigars.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm just going to chalk it up to a one-off. I don't know if you guys had any comments about the draw, but my draw was basically one notch below plugged. So like it was crazy tight. Curiously, the burn was perfect. So go figure.
No chances for the airflow to make it go anywhere else, since there was
Apparently,
barely any. Yeah, for me, this cigar began with like a slightly dry cedar and baking spice profile. A little bit mustiness joined in pretty quick. Baking spice later transitioned to black pepper. Second, third saw some char join in. Then the final third saw the pepper leave and some dry earth and a vegetal note join. Profile's pretty dry for me. Construction was good. A couple burn issues. I needed to do a touch up. I had to do a relight at one point. And strength was kind of around medium the whole way. I thought the flavor profile was pretty average throughout. That dry cedar kind of put a bit of a damper on things. It just was just overly dry for me. I kind of put that towards the amount of Honduran tobacco in this blend. Sometimes the Honduran tobacco just really dries my palate out. So probably not something I'm going to go to frequently. Just not my cup of tea for the dryness. But if you want to give this a shot, I would just say make sure you have water or your favorite beverage choice kind of sitting on standby while you smoke this, in case you have that same experience. So getting the scores, start at the top with Jiunn at 6.57. I gave it a 5.40, and John gave it a 5 even. So Jiunn, how'd that 6.57 match up for you?
Matched up pretty well. I mean, I did give 2/3 of it as good, and the last one was average. But I still stand behind kind of what I was saying. I mean, some decent transitions, complexities. There was no off-putting notes, which is always a good thing. Because for me, if there was that, right, there's like a lot of metal, metallic notes, ammonia, things of that nature. Then that's not even average cigar. That's a subpar cigar for me.
Yeah.
There was none of that. I don't know. The blend worked. I just don't really like that kind of a flavor. But yeah.
Yeah, my 5.4 matched up well. I mean, that was average throughout for flavor profile. Burn was okay. Draw was good. It was just, it's one notch of tightness beyond what I prefer, so it's nothing to really complain about. So I kind of gets it in that kind of mid-range 5 level. So John, 5 even.
Yeah, that matches up with my experience. Slightly below average flavor profile with a really, really poor draw, but otherwise excellent construction. And I think that probably puts it 1.25 below the lowest score I've ever given a Southern Draw. Like, I think that's just such an outlier for me.
Yeah.
But like Jiunn was saying, I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to Honduran tobacco. And for me, this blend just didn't work.
Yep. Any other final thoughts from you guys on this one? This is the
We didn't talk about the project.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
what-
this is a
something
cigar
behind
that
this.
it's the Navy SEAL Foundation. So I want to say I can't remember what the deal was. If it was like $1 from each cigar, or if it was just based on the each of, like, I think it came in tin count, like
Like a Mazo?
circular plastic humidors, I think,
Right.
one of those
Hmm.
that style. So some portion of the money goes to the Navy SEAL Foundation, which is Robert Holt's a military guy, so he's very much into cigars.
He's
So
a good guy, man. He's
yeah,
always giving back.
yep,
Yep.
yeah.
Is
So
that why
this
it's so
is
expensive? Just kidding. It's not
no,
even
I mean
expensive.
may play into it. I mean, part of
Oh,
the
that's cool though, right? The
yeah,
300 hands thing. Now
yep,
this
yep.
Ignite. Is this a part of the whole Ignite thing he does? Or is that
I
something
don't.
different?
It could be, because I know that's where those circular little jars came into effect. So
Hmm.
I don't know for sure if it's part of that project. It could be, or it could be something separate, but a similar type of project. So pretty cool. And I think there's another Churchill that we had from the same kind of a project, and then I think he has some barber poles in this kind of same vein
Ooh,
as well. But have to
that's
see if
cool.
we can get our hands on some of those
Heck
in
yeah.
the future. All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. Also, check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Tell you what now.